Earlier, Meta released its latest technology focused on mixed reality, which is a blend of the physical and digital world and also AI. The company admits it wants to move forward cautiously as it embarks on a new frontier. Mark New has more.
Meta AI is...
At Meta's Silicon Valley headquarters, CEO Mark Zuckerberg introduced Meta AI, an artificial intelligence-driven assistant that can talk to you on Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. The interactive assistant comes with different personalities, including ones with cooking and travel expertise, and even in the personas of sports stars such as Dwayne Wade, Naomi Osaka, Tom Brady, and others.
Check this guy out.
Let's get medieval, player.
Meta also unveiled AI Studio, which allows anyone to build their own personalized AI assistant. One of the aims is to be able to embody these AI personalities into avatars for the metaverse.
We want to make sure that if you're a creator, that you can train these AIs, that way they're going to say things that just kind of reflect the way that you would want to represent your brand and your community. It is important to do all of this very thoughtfully, right? Because generative AI, it's powerful, there's a lot of awesome potential, but there are also clearly going to be some new challenges.
Meta will be rolling out the AI products a bit slower than normal. Zuckerberg said he wants to make sure to build guardrails to deal with inappropriate conversations and to implement as many safeguards as possible to fit into its responsibility guidelines.
Meta also unveiled Quest 3, a headset that offers both virtual and mixed reality, meaning you can use it to be either completely immersed in a virtual world or to interact with virtual objects laid over the real world. But just as eye-catching as its visual capabilities is its price, $500, 7 times cheaper than Apple's recently announced Vision Pro headset.
So I think the most impressive thing is their strategy, as we expected, of the Quest 3 being a mixed reality device that's $500. But the overall quality is not quite up to what Vision Pro is at. Still, for $500, it does an adequate job, and it's an interesting job.
Meta also showed how far personal tech style has evolved since the days of Google Glass by introducing the latest version of its Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses. Equipped with AI, the smart glasses can understand what you're looking at, translate signs, and even provide advice to fix a leaky faucet.
For the first time, you are going to be able to live stream to your friends and followers from your glasses.
We're already in an age of persistent cameras. And I think that, Meta just seems to be like, okay, we're just going for it. I mean, the cameras are almost invisible on the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. There's a light that goes on when you activate it. I mean, an interesting question is like, privacy concerns and also how Meta handles that, how easily it is to accidentally upload.
Zuckerberg did not discuss privacy concerns with the device, but instead emphasized that smart glasses were the ideal form factor for AI to be useful, since it can see what you're seeing and hear what you're hearing. Mark New, CGTN, San Francisco.
For more about this two-day event, Daniel Flax, Senior Research Analyst at Neuberger Berman. Good to see you, Daniel. Some of this stuff seems to be repetitive. I'll start with the Google glasses because there was a whole issue about privacy then. That clearly hasn't gone away. It was not a success for Google. I think they ultimately just killed it. What's Mark trying to do here?
Great to be with you, Phil. What he's trying to do is really lay down the building blocks for the next generation of experiences. There's the hardware, of course, with the glasses and Quest 3, and there's a multi-year roadmap that will need to follow it. So that each time it gets better and better. And of course, with the AI agents, trying to have a more immersive and richer experience. And so what we saw today, I think, was interesting. It's going to take time for these platforms to scale. And there's if we step back and think about what they need to do, it's really about empowering the developers so that you have a lot of content for users and the broader community to engage with and ultimately build on.
I had a chance earlier this year to test out the Quest, and you put this VR on your head. I think you can probably relate, but about 10 minutes into it, I felt absolutely miserable because I was dizzy and I couldn't focus, and I had all these. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe for a few minutes it might be fun, but I can't imagine somebody wanting to put this on their face for hours and hours. And I don't know if you have any studies that about this on the VR, on who is their target market? It's not me.
The technology itself has to mature. The silicon, the optics, that will get better over time. You mentioned motion issues. That is a factor. I think some of the initial use cases are going to be around gaming, and then over time you could see more productivity use cases. But the technology has to mature, and or more importantly, people have to have activities or uses that they want to employ the glasses or the goggles with. So it's going to take a little bit of time.
Right, and Facebook, I know it's called Meta, I'm just going to call it Facebook. They monetize their business by you and I on the Facebook, swiping all day for hours on end, and we are valued at the number of minutes we spend on this. So if they were to launch different products where you're on something else, well, clearly you can't be surfing the Facebook while you're on doing other things. At some point, they're cannibalizing the time that you and I are spending on it, which is ultimately their revenue, right?
Yes, in terms of the core business, advertising is what drives the overwhelming majority of profits. This shift into devices will perhaps require a change in the business model. We'll have to see if they're able over time to put ads into the goggles and the glasses experience, and people look to consume them. They could even do more shopping. And so they're potential new revenue models, but it's going to take time. Ultimately, what I think they need to do is demonstrate an ability to deliver a user experience that people value, and on the other side, enable businesses and developers to build up applications or other things that people will want to use the devices for.
Yeah, so it's still at a very early stage. I want to talk quickly about Twitter, their big threat to Twitter, which was, I believe it's Threads. I read an article that they had this huge spike when they first launched, I guess from their Instagram users and other Facebook users, but since then, I haven't heard a peep anywhere. What's going on?
Threads is an attempt to try to broaden the platform for additional use cases, be it a town square, as it were. All of the platforms, X, Meta, all of them are competing in terms of trying to get user attention. We'll have to see if Threads gets revived, but I think it's another way for Meta to try to appeal to content creators, engage people, clearly to have them spend more time on the platform. When we think about the investment, though, it's more about the core business executing in terms of short-form video with Reels, business messaging, and ensuring that core Facebook and Instagram remain vibrant.
Yeah, just more ways that the kids cannot have dinner with us. Good to see you, my friend Daniel. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Phil.